Recently there have been plenty of question marks looming over Jürgen's head. The vast majority are completely reactionary. Naturally, the boss will have to take some of the blame considering it is at the end of the day his tactics that are failing at the club. But football is a much more nuanced game than that, and there are also other factors that come into effect. Team is undergoing a bit of surgery at the moment. Having come to the end of a cycle, this is an era of change. House is being knocked down in order to build a new one, but that build is not going to be instantaneous. The boss needs time to get things in order. If he rushes the process, the house may not turn out the way he would want it to. Patience is the first virtue supporters must practice in these testing times, the other is faith. Klopp has been here before and he was able to resurrect the Reds out of nowhere back in the 2020-21 season. Has another Darwin Núñez for Jürgen Klopp as exciting $155 million duo can soon explode. Erling Haaland is copying Mohamed Salah at his wrong club transfer claim rings true. He is a manager who should absolutely be trusted to pull back from the brink, even if this resurrection takes longer than that 2020-21 campaign. As long as he is motivated, Klopp will get things right. One common misconception that prevails around Klopp is the fact that he has never been able to rebuild a team after his first cycle. There is quite prevalent talk around his time at Borussia Dortmund, but also Mainz. It stems from the fact that he lasted 7 years at both clubs. However, it's a complete myth. During his first era at Dortmund, Klopp took several years to build an outstanding team with the likes of Neven Subotić, Mats Hummels, Shinji Kagawa, Robert Lewandowski, Łukasz Piszczek and Mario Götze. This team lifted the Bundesliga title 2 years in a row. But despite limited financial resources at the club, Klopp continued to grow Borussia Dortmund. When Kagawa left the club for Manchester United, he brought in Marco Reus to replace him and reached the final. The following season, Klopp replaced Götze, departing for Bayern Munich, with Henrikh Mkhitaryan, who took his time but in the end proved to be a smart buy. In that same season Klopp won the DFL Super Cup with Dortmund and also brought in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who would go on to replace Robert Lewandowski when the Pole left the club at the end of that season, also joining rivals Bayern Munich. Klopp lost Lewandowski on a free transfer and that summer recruited Ciro Immobile, Kampl and Matthias Ginter, while securing the returns of Kagawa and Nuri Şahin. The comebacks worked reasonably well, but the brand new recruits struggled in their first season. Immobile struggled to adjust, Kampl, too, and Ginter as well. Side in general toiled that season, finishing in 7th place, which ultimately saw him leave the club, even though Borussia Dortmund still ended up lifting the German Cup that season. But his departure was perhaps a little rushed. With time, Kampl, Ginter and Immobile, who have all gone on to have very successful careers away from Borussia Dortmund, may have worked out under Klopp. The club just might have needed to practice a bit of patience. Integrating 3 or 4 new players into the team in order to refresh and rejuvenate the starting 11 always takes time. But in the end, that time was never granted to Klopp. It was ultimately he who decided to step away, but Borussia Dortmund will feel they should have done more to convince him to stay. CEO has more or less admitted as much. Thus, the consensus about the boss' ability to rebuild teams is flawed. The truth is we don't really know whether he can or cannot rebuild a team who he has led to success in the past because he has never really done this. It's new and uncharted territory not just for but for Klopp as well. But his transfer record is impressive. The fact that he was able to replace such key players at Borussia Dortmund like Lewandowski, Kagawa and Götze is proof and should just trust in the German. He's one of the best managers in the world for a reason, and he will show his worth once again. Got $18 million transfer call right amid brutal verdict, but Jürgen Klopp made another mistake. Jürgen Klopp has new ruthless side and must defy critics with Jordan Henderson call.